Welcome to Kats Creations live on a Friday night. I want to welcome you to my kitchen, and we're back to our regular schedule just for today. Tomorrow we go to 6, but this is day 4, right? Day 4 of 7. So we have 3 more days after this to complete the 7-day marathon. And tonight we're doing the last of my trademark licensed items, and this one's the Charlie Brown Christmas. So we're going to be working with a 24-inch evergreen base. We're going to be doing 3 of the plush characters, because if you put all 5 in, that pretty much takes up all the real estate. Can't really, put a sign in, can't really add a bow, can't really add any decoration or anything, and then it just becomes like plush on an evergreen with potentially a sign. So I thought I would just scale it back to keep it clean and classic. So we are going to be adding lights to this one, because that was a request from somebody in one of our tutorials to show you how to add lights to a wreath. So we are going to be adding lights to this. 3 plush, a sign, some ribbons, and what have you. So before we start, sound check. Are you guys able to hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up, give me a heart if sound is okay for you.
Yep, we got about 45 on so far.
Okay.
Linda, Cheryl, Rhonda, Brenda Watkins, Jane, Terry, Trisha, Evie, Lisa, Michelle, and Brenda.
Okay, perfect.
And others are joining.
Okay, so 24-inch evergreen base. You can start buying these at Hobby Lobby now. You get your 40% off. It's $6 for your base. Normal price without the 40% is $9.99. And it's funny because when you go to pick them out, they look much smaller. And that's strictly because they have not been fluffed yet. And that's going to be the key to any evergreen design for Christmas, is your ability to fluff that wreath out. Because you don't want to just leave it like this and then start adding your lights or your ribbons or whatever. So we're going to take some time, we're going to fluff it. We're going to add a little bit of life to the wreath, so we're going to be adding some additional picks so that it doesn't look like the store-bought evergreen. Then we'll come in, we'll make our bow to see how well that plays in comparison to our sign. Then we'll add our plush, and then we'll add our embellishments.
Brenda Haynes said, hello, I ordered your welcome to my patch wreath today.
Oh, very good. Well,
can't wait to receive it. So
it's on its way, and thankfully I was blessed enough to get one of my favorite post people who always managed to find a way to get it there sooner. So I believe you guys are getting the orders that you guys purchased, or anyone who purchased a wreath yesterday or today will be getting them Monday, forbidding any issues on the East Coast with regards to the weather, which is the first time I've ever seen that pop up at the post office. It'll be like, here's your estimated day, and it says, oop, there could be a delay due to weather. And I'm like, what's that about? And they're like, the hurricane. And I said, well, I had pretty much heard that it had already gone past. It was supposed to hit Canada by Saturday, so hopefully that won't impact you. But if it does, just know.
Cheryl said excited to see Evergreen wreath.
Awesome.
Rhonda said, wow, I haven't seen an evergreen in a while because Decor Mesh has taken over my house.
Oh, right?
Yep.
I know. I had to go pull this out of our shed. I was like, wow, because I have a big box full of 24-inch. So, the thing that I like over Decor Mesh versus Evergreen is when you're working with the evergreen and fluffing it, and you want it to look like the blooming onion at Outback Steakhouse. That's the look that we're going for, and you want all of your pine pieces to all be going in the same general direction. So we don't want to fluff out and away. We want to fluff and pick these pieces up that were folded flat for shipping, because then it allows us to see really what are we working with, what branches go where.
Yep, and then Elaine Parnell said, sounds good, from Florida, first time.
Aw, thanks for joining us. Whereabouts in Florida, Elaine? We have quite a few Florida people that are usually joining us on our Fridays. So, as you can see, I'm just kind of picking them up, I'm actually touching every single branch. Same thing you're gonna wanna do if you deal with, sorry Snoopy, an artificial Christmas tree, is you will want to put your hand on every single branch and pull them and fluff them, because that's why sometimes the, what do you call them, artificial Christmas trees don't look that good in the store. They're just not fluffed. So we've never had an issue with ours because we spend the time and fluff it, and it really and truly does make a difference.
Elaine's at south of Sarasota in Northport. So
Where is that?
Sarasota, I think, is on the Gulf side.
Is it on the Gulf side, Elaine?
I think so.
Not sure. I think we all know like major cities, like are you closer to Miami, closer to Daytona?
Yeah.
We know where Jacksonville is.
I think Sarasota is closer up towards the Panhandle on the inland side.
Gotcha. This also allows me to see into the wreath for placement for the lights, because the lights are going to go around pretty much just once. Because I kind of wanted this a vintage look to it.
Yeah, it said near Tampa, so it's on the inland side, yeah.
Okay, good. So away from potential hurricane threats.
Yeah.
It's always funny how they're always twisted around each other. And this wreath should pretty much double in size. Once we're done, and we're almost finished.
And hi gals, just joining. Sorry we can't get to you all.
Well, let us know if you're a first-time viewer. We'd like to welcome you. If you're a first-time viewer, also let us know where you're joining us from. We try to get you hooked up with some local people in your area that you can wreath with.
And it's a Friday public, so feel free to like, share.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
and share. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you for all the loves and the likes.
This is what I was saying. You want it to look like the blooming onion at, was it Outback Steakhouse? So this just gives you some fluff, and then I am going to come in, trying to think. I think I want to add the lights, and then I'm going to come in. Let me add my picks. So let me break down my picks real quick.
Julie said, I love the Peanuts game. Can't wait to see it when you're done.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to figure out which 3 Peanuts characters you want to see in here, because you can't fit all 5.
Yeah,
there's just no way. To me, it just makes it look like one of those things where there was really no thought in it, and they just threw a whole bunch of characters on a wreath, wired them in, and called it done. So I'm gonna be pretty picky on my greenery with this one. These are the same Hobby Lobby picks we used earlier in the week for the centerpiece. So I'm just breaking these down again. And this is just gonna take it from looking into, okay, it doesn't look like the ones you buy at the store. There's that.
Joanne said, hi, Cat and Steve from Elk Grove, California.
You guys, okay, so that's up by, I want to say Sacramento, right?
I think it's above.
Above Sacramento?
I think it's above San Francisco, but not sure. Finally caught you live. Love your shows.
Thank you. Kyle Larson's from Elk Grove, California.
That's true. Right?
If you are a NASCAR person. He was my driver when we were watching NASCAR quite a bit. So, now what we're going to do, let me break down the other one. What we're going to be doing is adding these into the existing wreath. I know it seems counterproductive, but it really changes how the wreath looks. It takes it from ordinary and hopefully makes it look better than that. So, while I'm doing this and breaking these down, the choice for the plush that are going in the wreath tonight are, and all of them play music, by the way. I didn't realize that until I pulled them out and realized that each one, except for, I think Woodstock and Lucy, play the same song, and Snoopy. I think Snoopy and somebody else plays the exact same song.
And you're right, it's closer to Sacramento.
Okay. Because I'm like thinking Sacramento, I think if you go up.
Tracy Dan said, love Kyle Larson, he's my driver.
Right? I voted for him when he was a rookie driver, when Steve first started getting into NASCAR, because that was part of his job, was adding the cell service antennas to the tracks. So we kind of unofficially got locked into that, and so Steve chose one of the popular drivers, and I was like, you know what, Kyle Larson looks like at some point he's going to be a young Jeff Gordon.
Well, I was just at Daytona when Jimmy Johnson won that year. It was like
You like Jimmy
2012,
Johnson just because
like
he drives the Lowe's car.
And that's true.
So you've always been a huge Lowe's supporter. Okay, so now we're going to take these. So you get about 7 to 8 picks. So we're just going to go around and add these to the outline areas, and we're just going to be adding them. You're just going to kind of see they're going to either go to the inside or to the outside, just to create something different than what you see here. So I'm going to take my glue skillet with a generous amount of glue, and I'm just going to go around the outside of my wreath, kind of here and there, and then we can come back in and add our greenery.
See me? No, she doesn't really have a she shed. It's just our storage shed, but she has her own she room, I guess.
Right. Oh my word! If I had a she shed, it would have to be some huge warehouse looking thing.
And then Melanie said, I have 19 wreath bases started on my walls getting ready for my first craft fair. So good luck.
Good for you.
Melanie,
I think that's great.
Luck.
If you guys can, somebody else had said that they were starting that too. They were adding wreath bases, you know, just working on like a beige one or black or white. And then as they get assigned, they can really quickly adapt and start.
Sheila said, hi Kent and Steve, I'm enjoying watching every night. Love your creativity.
Thanks, Sheila.
Yeah, there's a lot of gals that are just so awesome. They're very supportive.
Yeah, and
great
everybody's
group.
like branching out.
Yeah, great group, great private group.
You know what I saw today that I had never seen before? This is what I do while I'm sitting around waiting. Is, you know, you go to Pinterest, you do your pins like you're supposed to, but I came across something called, and you guys have probably already heard it, they use napkins, and they're decoupaging pumpkins with these gorgeous vintage napkins. And I was like, I'm gonna have to look into how to do that, because I'd like to learn how to do it. They look really amazing. So who knows, ladies?
So as you can see, she's taking some extra picks and sticking them in just so it doesn't look so like a plain evergreen.
Yeah.
Using a white pine and
see, I'm right. Here's where I'm at. So I'm just kind of going around.
Yeah, zoomed in a bit.
Sticking them in wherever. So you have like all different kinds. So I'm just kind of tucking here and there. Sometimes I think that glue is just perfect, like if you were to do the, what do you call it, paraffin wax.
Yeah.
But I'm not tempted to stick my hand in there.
Dawn said hi from Tennessee, finally made it for a whole live. Awesome, Dawn.
Thank you.
And then Judy reached out to Dawn, we're in Tennessee, she's from Oak Ridge.
Oh, very good.
Maybe they can get together. Oh, Wilhelmine says she's got a show tomorrow, so good luck, Wilhelmine.
I hope you sell everything.
Willie.
I really do. I hope you have to come back from your live or your craft show and have nothing left, and then you have to make everything. Because that's, I mean, isn't that ideally what we always envision and hope for?
Yeah.
Is that our craft show will be that successful, that you really will sell out of everything, and you won't have to downgrade your prices because things just aren't selling. You just got to be patient. Just be patient. There we go. So nobody has seen the decoupage napkins?
Not that they've commented so far.
Man, okay, I'm gonna have to send some pictures. I'm gonna be on a research mission. I found where to buy them. So, I just don't know how long it would take for them to get here. So I'm kind of being a little bit more picky on the ones I want. We'll put this one here. Just like so. And then the ones that kind of look like the Christmas branches already have, I might hang on to those. I'll use those, or I might need them. Trying to get all the leftover stringy pieces.
Barbara said, yes, I've seen, but she hasn't tried it.
Okay, and I'm not a Mod Podge deco person, but I'll try it.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
Melody said, Kat, what do you recommend for display racks?
Display racks. Anything that's portable, folds down, and it can fit in your car. Because space is such a premium for wreath makers.
We've used the closet organizers that we've about 5 feet tall, and then we've kind of made it into a triangle so you can display them on every side.
And then I think it depends on your, like, are you going to be inside or outside? Are you like outside in a 10 by 10 space? Because there you go, you know, you got space that's a premium. I've done shows where you're inside, and it doesn't matter how nice your display is. If you only have so much space, that's it.
Yeah, do you have a canopy that you can hang them off of?
Yeah, if it's outside, yeah. If you have an easy up, you can use the whole exterior of your easy up to hang them off of. And then you really don't need to take that many racks, because we just put racks on the front parts of our easy up, and that's it. And maybe have a couple that are, I don't know, like a tri-fold, like you put them in a triangle and zip tie them all together, and then we break them down. So this is what it ends up looking like. I have like 4 pieces, but they're just the little pine pieces. So I'm gonna hang on to these in the event we need to. So
Claire also said, hi Kat and Steve, watching from Fort Mojave, Arizona.
okay.
I've been making Halloween, fall, and Christmas wreaths for her next craft fair too, so good luck, Claire.
Yes.
A couple gals said, nope, never heard of them. Janet said, I saw a decoupage pumpkin in a Facebook post today.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. I wonder if we saw the same post. So these lights I ordered from Amazon, but these remind me of the atypical lights we would have used back in the day
70s and 80s.
when we lived for the Charlie Brown Christmas, because back then you didn't have 24-hour cable or DVDs, or I think that was before VHS, right? So we had to wait patiently for it to come every year, like the Great Pumpkin.
Maricel or Marcia said, didn't you do this last year, replenishing the Christmas wreath? No, you've never done a Snoopy or Charlie Brown wreath.
No.
Never done one.
No.
You've done one that you've had to recondition. Remember, we did a video on that.
Which one?
Where it was our old wreath, and we did a video of like reconditioning it, didn't we?
No. So that's okay. I've done a couple things. I've been tasked to do one for a friend who had an old Costco wreath, and she wanted a redo on her wreath. So we basically pulled everything out of it, went back in, added a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe you're just thinking it looks similar to like the Stranger Things wreath.
Maybe, yeah.
Because these were the same lights.
Yeah, the lights are the same.
Yeah, because they're your retro vintage lights. So I'm thinking maybe that's where.
Kathy said, I've seen it done on a cross and then added to the wreath.
Okay.
Decoupage. Brenda says, I decoupage vases with tissue paper.
Okay, I wonder if it's all just technically really the same technique.
Maybe.
So, okay, I just wanted them lightly added around the wreath Let me find my little controller. So this does come with, it has 8 different light functions. Let me move this one down to the bottom.
Somebody asked how many lights are on the strand. I don't know.
Ooh, great question.
Good question.
I will find out.
It was about 10 feet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's actually a really small set of lights. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to say like 25. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
See one on the outside, 17.
Where?
Yeah, it's right there, so it's fine. Right
That
there.
one?
Yep.
17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27,
30.
28, 29, 30.
30 lights.
30 lights. So it's really only like 10 feet, so it's just enough to go around, not enough to go in and out, so you have to be cautious. So if you're taking your time, you're really only going to get halfway and then you'll run out of lights. So 8 functions, so you can pick what you want it to do. So it just goes through its little sample. So there's on and off, the glowing ones, the fast ones, slow fade, the twinkles, which is like strobe for me, and then just staying on permanently and then staying off permanently. So this one will be good for what we need it for. So
yeah, those lights are pretty good,
lights,
even in the bright lights. So.
right? Super fun. So I'm looking at where I started, just down here. So I'm going to take this and zip tie all my excess, because they give you a big bunch of wire. And then this is gonna actually go, and I'll show you. So let me get this all zip tied first. Zip tie.
And I believe we also found those on Amazon. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always shop at Amazon.
Yeah.
2 days, right? for the most part. 2 days, hopefully, and they ship it. And you should have it. So I'm just combining all of the extra wire, because there's no point having that out. It does come with an open hanger on this part, and usually what I'll do is I'll wrap a pipe cleaner around it, keeping the button accessible so that the customer can turn it on and off. If you open it on the inside, so you always want to make sure you have the battery function this way, it has an on and an off switch, and it also has a timer switch. So they can put it on a timer, and I think it's 6 hours on, and then, or 8 hours on, 16 hours off. I'll have to just double check that one. But this is generally what I do. Go the other way.
And Kat's favorite nickname of Amazon is the Zon.
The Zon. Because it says everything from A to Z. That's what the little smile is. It goes from A to Z. In case you didn't realize that. So, don't quite need one that long. I'm going to flip this over. So we can go ahead right in here. Let's see if we can find a bar, which is right here. We will go ahead.
Yep. Okay, they are battery operated. It takes 2 or 3 AA.
3 AA's.
3 AA's.
3 AA batteries. And we will go about here.
Perfect for your door, just enough for probably 1 season. Then you'll have to
Yeah, you'll have to change out the batteries.
change them out the next year. But
Depends on how you use them. Like for us, unless we were, I don't really turn on my lights on my wreath on my front door unless I know we're gonna have visitors. So there is said battery pack. So it's all in there. They can still have access to this. They would just untwist the twist tie, flip the battery off, and then twist it back on again. Let's make sure this one's done. So battery pack is done. So now I'm going to turn this off for now. Flip it back over. Just kind of touch up our branches a little bit. Okay, now you guys have to come up with a decision. I'll show you who you have the choice of picking. So you have your choice of Charlie Brown, and I think he plays I Wish You Merry Christmas. And there is, I don't want him to go face plant. There's Linus. Oop. Can't think of the song.
Mistletoe, isn't it?
Oh, Christmas Tree.
Christmas Tree, oh yeah.
I had to think about that one. There's Lucy. She plays Jingle Bells. And then there is Woodstock. I think he plays Jingle Bells too. He does. So I was right. Those two play the same song. And then there's Snoopy, who plays the traditional song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evie said Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and Woodstock are my choices.
Okay. You guys can pick, because I'm just gonna, I have to pick 3, because look, if we seriously tried to pack all of them in, there would just be no way. Not unless you were doing something like this, and then realistically, what else do you have left?
Yeah.
That to me just isn't a wreath.
Way too many.
So you guys are coming up with your 3, and then we'll add the 3, whichever 3 you guys decide. So I'm gonna set those over there.
Linda also said Charlie, Snoopy, and Woodstock.
We'll see. Because Steve, like, I picked something totally different. Steve came out and was like, you're not going to use those ones, right? You're going to use something else. I'm like, well, I can only have 3. So I'll just let them vote.
Connie said Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and Woodstock.
Okay.
Oh, Audrey said Lucy, Charlie Brown, and Snoopy.
Lucy, Charlie Brown, and Snoopy. Okay, that one's different. So Steve's going to calculate that. I'm going to move all the...
Maricel, she said, should I be worried I haven't received my Morning Glory for the Tucson wreath from Amazon, ordered 1 month ago? Yes.
Yes.
You need to be contacting the seller immediately.
Following up on that, most definitely. So just go to Amazon and then click on the 3 bars on the left and it says My Orders and follow that. It may have just simply been canceled and maybe an email was sent and you just missed it in the communication, because I've had that happen where Amazon just can't get anything from the supplier. Sometimes the supplier's in a different country and they can't get it here within their time frame, so they'll cancel the order and tell you have to order it again if you want to try to go that route.
Right now, there's a lot of people commenting. 70% Charlie, Snoopy, and Woodstock.
Okay.
30% Charlie, Snoopy, and Lucy.
That's weird. Charlie, Snoopy, and Lucy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really odd. Okay, well,
but it's 70% Snoopy, Charlie Brown, and Woodstock.
So, I'm thinking Charlie Brown has to go in the middle, right? Technically, if we did something like that.
Yep.
So I'm thinking...
You could put Charlie Brown probably even a little bit lower if you wanted.
Yeah,
For
but...
your sign and your bow.
Because this is what I'm thinking. Whatever 3 kind of has to go this route. And then I'll leave these little tags on so that the customer knows where to, you know, to push them.
Right.
After that, they can take the little thing off. And then here's the sign. So I was looking for the most generic sign. Found this one that I happened to have from last year. It came from Target, believe it or not. So I wanted to add this to the top. And then I was thinking, I'll move these guys down just a smidge. Either putting a bow on top or putting a bow on the bottom. And if you've noticed, all the ribbon I have picked is just 1.5 inch, and it's because these take up so much real estate that you can't really add ribbon to the wreath. So what we're gonna do is big bow, put the plush on, put the sign on, and then put a lot of embellishments in. Like I have little packages, I have little peppermint balls, I have little curlicues, and then a ton of vintage looking ornaments to kind of keep the red, white, and green theme. So
now it's about 60% Charlie Brown Snoopy Woodstock and Charlie Brown Lucy and Snoopy.
what do you mean?
60% Charlie Brown Woodstock and
Snoopy. So
and then 40% Lucy, Charlie Brown.
it's still the same though.
Yeah.
So okay. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that we should do a bow on top, or do you think we should have a bow on the bottom? And we can always reverse it too. We can put the sign at the bottom, like down here. We can put a bow down here, and then we can change the layout and put them on top so that they're up here
I think that works.
like this.
With the bow on the bottom.
What do you guys think?
What do you guys think? The sign on the bottom.
I
and
wasn't
then three
even
on
picking
top?
Woodstock. Believe it or not, Woodstock was not my pick at all because he was yellow.
You could do Lucy then. That would.
No, we don't like Lucy. Okay, here's my pick, right? You guys can change it. Originally, I had Lucy, Charlie Brown, and Linus because they were like, and then I figured if I wanted to do a different wreath, we could do Snoopy and Woodstock. And then Steve's like, well, to me, when I watched the Charlie Brown movies, it was always Snoopy, so I had it. I think this is what you picked, right?
No, I had Woodstock in there too.
You had Woodstock in there?
It's
This was my pick because I was like, the colors mesh better. His color just, I don't know, it's just out there.
Karen said
But
like you have it now and bow on top, but you can't really put the bow on top because Snoopy's there.
he's here.
Someone said, I think I would only put 2 on it.
Really?
So if that's the case, it would probably be Snoopy and Charlie Brown.
Yeah, you could. You most definitely could. You could definitely just limit that. But then these feel like outcasts then.
Right? Yeah, right.
That
What
was
do you
like,
do with those?
then yeah, nobody's gonna want a wreath with Linus, Woodstock, and Lucy on it. So, okay. Did we decide sign on top or sign on bottom? You guys pretty much picked the characters, so we'll go with Snoopy, Woodstock, and Charlie Brown.
Everybody pretty much, I mean, it was about 80% sign and bow on the bottom.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yep.
So let us go ahead and let's make the bow, because I need to figure out how big is the bow gonna bite into everything, because we can really like put it down towards the bottom and let the tails go. So these guys were not picked, sorry. But I don't know, maybe I'll throw them in the box with the wreath anyway and say, here, if you want to add them.
Bethany actually has, I love those little presents. Where did you get them at?
They were in my storage supply buyout.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't know. They were actually just in a plastic bag with everything else just kind of thrown in there. And there's no labels on them, so I can't really tell you. They came from somewhere. I'm trying to think where it looks like they might have come from. Maybe Big Lots is kind of where I'm leaning. Anyway, these are my bow choices, or ribbon choices, sorry. 1.5 inch Christmas tree, the peppermint candy, then the plaid green, the peppermint stick. Believe it or not, I actually had 6. The red with the polka dots, and then the Christmas lights. So
Patty and Lynn said, poor Linus.
I know. I really honestly believe I'm just gonna throw them in the box because I just don't see me using them. I'll be like, hey, if you ever want to change them out, you ever want to pull them out and give them to your kids?
There's so many people giving different options. Then I'll put Woodstock in the middle so the color choices are the same on each side.
It could be, yeah. But then he looks odd. Look,
Snoopy Charlie at top and bow in the middle.
look, he's like a misfit.
It does look odd a little
Then
bit.
it looks like they're too big and he's too small. So, anyhow, okay, we'll come back to that. So let's go ahead and make our bow. So dovetail.
Crafter's option.
Crafter's option. So dovetail, wired edges together, fold to the outside. We're gonna cut right to that point on our wired side, and then that gives you that dovetail. And we're gonna go a little bit longer. Since we're putting our bow at the bottom, we can have the tails cascade down. If the buyer does not want them, they can trim the tails down. But I generally like to make them about 18 inches. I know people are like, oh wow, that's pretty long. But we're gonna let those all, not all of them, we'll have some of them cascade down.
Yeah.
So in this case,
that's a good idea, Donna. She said if it were me, I'd only do Charlie Brown and Snoopy.
okay,
Bow at the top and sign at the bottom. Just my opinion.
okay. We haven't gotten there yet, so it can still be chosen. So I'm doing 5-inch loops on my Bodabra, making sure everything is perfect. And since we're doing 6 different ribbon, I'm not going to do the doubles, because otherwise we would have a very full bow. So we're just going to do 2 loops of each, and then that will still give us 12 loops total. So let me get my 18 back. Ribbon. This roll came from Shinoda, but it looks like you can get it at Craft Outlet because the SKU or the item number looks exactly the same. This is a 50-yard roll, so that's gonna last me a very long time.
Those kind of look like Charlie Brown trees.
Don't they?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking. And then I had picked this because Lucy had a peppermint. She had a candy cane in her hand. So, but peppermints or peppermints. So we'll do the same thing. 18 inches. Well, let's go 12 on this one, since it's sheer.
Did they all come from Amazon? Where did you get all the characters from?
They were in the box, the same box with the storage thing in it, and the little SKU numbers, it doesn't even say where they came from. It was 2015. The only thing I can tell you is what happened. This one, toss them. Put them over there. The only thing it tells you is what song each one that I pulled the text off played, that it's made in China, it came from a company called Dandy International, and that they were $8 a piece back in 2015.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's all I can tell you, because legitimately that's all I know. So that's why I said this will be the last one. So they get all 5. Even if they want to change out what they get, that's an option we'll leave up to the customer, that they can pick their own. If you want to change it, put Snoopy on, put Woodstock on, take something off. They're just going to be attached to where the customer can take them off. It's entirely up to them. I have my pin. Yes, it's right here. So that one is done. We'll add this. I think we'll let this one cascade down as well. I like having the patterned ones go a little longer. So, and this will be another 5-inch loop. So, there we go. And I think we'll go 5. We'll do another 5 on top of this. And then we'll start bringing it in to the 4s, just so that these will fan out good enough. Oh, wrong way. One more. One more. There we go. Okay. That one's all done.
I did find something on Amazon, which is a Peanuts movie classic characters. They're cake toppers, so they're a really good size. They're only like 3 or 4 inches.
Yeah, but sometimes when you get them that small, 3 or 4 inches.
Yeah.
I did that when I bought. Somebody wanted a nutcracker wreath, so I went and bought all the nutcracker ornaments. And with them being that small, putting them on this wreath,
they kind of just get hidden.
Yeah, they're like the figures that we did on the Stranger Things wreath. They're so small, they just get lost. So, kind of want to go a little bit bigger. I would say about 8 inches. These are
about 8 inches. 6, I think, would probably be good.
No, these ones are like 9, 9.5. So, not super crazy. So the last one at 4, and then the last 2 we'll do. For this one, sorry, is at 5. So I've done 4 at 5, because then when you split them, you'll have plenty. This goes the same length as here. So, ribbons. Don't know where the candy cane one came from, in all honesty, because it doesn't have any distinguishing stuff on it. It just says Berwick Olfay, and usually Olfay is famous with Joann's, but this is not a Joann's SKU. Joann's does not sell ribbon this big. This one is Costco. This one is Costco. Then Joann's, and then Hobby Lobby. No, because it's an older box. It's way older. And then we'll add this because it pairs with our Christmas trees. And another dovetail cut. And now we'll start bringing our tails up a little bit shorter.
Elaine, I don't think she said Belk. She said Olfay, right?
Olfay.
Olfay.
Yeah. Offay or
Olfay, yeah.
Olfay. Olfay. Yeah, usually I see that. It's either Michael's or Joann's. I see the Olfay brand. Okay, these are 4. Just making sure my ribbons are the same. Here's my 4. There's that one.
Hi, Christina.
Little dovetail.
She said, hey, I'll just finish the photo shoot and put the baby to bed.
Photo shoot? A baby photo shoot? Or a makeup photo shoot? So this is going to be my top because this is tying in those 1970s Christmas bulbs. And this is from Hobby Lobby. So super cute. We'll keep these ones short. So this is going to be 4. So we're matching it up with this ribbon. Same thing.
Earlier, one of the gals said her husband was watching with her named Will. Hi, Will. Forgot to say hi earlier.
Oh yeah, she'll be like, they said your name.
Yeah.
I always got excited when people would say my name.
I try to as much as I can.
Yeah, I like it. It just, I don't know, just makes you feel good.
Yep.
That it's not like fully recorded and that people are like really paying attention.
Yep.
It's not like fan thing, it's just like, oh my god, they said my name. I think we'll do green for this one because it's going to go down inside our Christmas tree wreath. I know it looks crazy right now, but it will all make sense in the end, like it always does. Because sometimes when you start a wreath and you're like, I'm not really liking the way that's looking, and I always tell people, keep going. Whatever your idea process was, continue building your wreath.
Okay, so she's talking about she was talking about the brand that made the Peanuts characters.
Oh,
she said they have a Belk in their city.
It's a Dandy.
Dandy.
DANDEE International Limited
Gotcha.
is exactly who it says.
And then Christina said, no, my best friend is having her 3rd baby. I photographed each of her pregnancies.
Aw, how nice.
That's nice, Christina.
It's a way for her to remember that time. Okay. So I fluff on my wreaths. Otherwise you fluff off and then you have to still fluff them when you put them back on. So we know that the 2 red, so we're going to start with the red in the trees. We're going to pull that down. We're going to pull this one down. Let's go find our tree on this side.
I think you said that one's going to be at the bottom, right? And you're going to have the sign above it?
What? Yes,
Above
that's what
it,
you
yeah.
guys agreed to.
Yep.
So, but, and look, there it is. I was like, why can I not find the loop for the other tree?
Aha, Karen. So at the very beginning, she talked about trademark issues. So she can make it.
Yes, I can make these all day long.
Especially if somebody says, hey, I want you to make a Peanuts wreath or a Jack Skellington wreath or a football wreath, a Raiders wreath.
Yep, you can make them all day long.
But you can't post it and
You
say
cannot
that you're
advertise it.
Right, and selling them.
I cannot put this
You
on
shouldn't.
my Etsy shop.
Right.
Okay, and I know you guys are going to say, but everybody else is doing it. Doesn't mean that everybody else is doing what they're supposed to do. I totally understand. I'm right in conjunction with you as well. I don't think it's fair that, you know, we are kind of like complying, but the good thing is we never have to worry about having our shops potentially closed.
And they do.
And they do. Yeah. Because Etsy right now is coming down hard on copywriters, and it's just a matter of time, in all honesty, before people are, and they don't wait. I think you get something like 2 warnings and then your shop's closed down. And that's something you don't want to have happen. You will never know. Someone will just say, hey, I went on your shop and it says your shop's not found. You just got your shop closed. And you can try to argue your point to Etsy till the cows come home, but copyright's copyright. So you can make these. You can show people you're making them. You just cannot turn around and, like, I can't put this on my Etsy shop. God, I would love to put it on my Etsy shop. Imagine what the views would look like there.
Yep.
So, let me show ya. We're gonna do something with the tails later, but that is our, let me do it this way.
Yep.
That's what our bow looks like.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. So now we're gonna put our sign in, which is here. They have 2 holes at the top already, but I found that these, I didn't like the holes there. So I'm going to put holes in the sides, right where the little dot is.
I think you already did one of them, right?
Yeah, I did one of them just to test, to see whether my hole punch would work.
Christine said, an evergreen wreath just makes me so happy, probably because you're thinking about Christmas.
Wow, and it's funny because it
Is
seems
the
like,
ring too thick?
no, I got it.
Okay.
This one went through perfectly, so who knows, maybe the signs were just slightly off. So we're gonna feed this through.
And Karen, no, don't worry about for being late, but that was a great segue just for talking about.
Love it, because we get it
copyright.
all the time. Guarantee you. You can go on Etsy right now and search for Nightmare Before Christmas wreaths. You'll find 20 to 40 people selling them. Don't know why Etsy can't do the same thing, but that's what I've been told. They just don't have enough manpower, but they're doing it little by little. I'm like, how hard is it to go Disney and then bust everyone who's selling Disney products? But you can do these custom orders. And matter of fact, that was one of the very first wreaths I did was a custom order. They wanted a Jack Skellington wreath and they wanted it to look scary and creepy. So yeah, you can do it. You can make football wreaths, you can make Steelers wreaths, you can make Disney Frozen wreaths, you can make Grinch wreaths. You just can't advertise.
Gwenda asked, could you put them in your shop and state they are a custom order? You
No.
could,
Unless,
but what's the point? Nobody's gonna buy it if it shows custom order.
Right. You can't post this picture saying it's a custom order for Steve Smith.
Right.
What you can do is you can post it on your Facebook page and say, hey, look what I made tonight on my live, and I would guarantee you this is what ends up happening. People see it and they go, is that for sale? That at that point becomes a private transaction between you and the customer and nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, it's kind of like a custom order that you made in advance, that now you're selling. That's how I did the Grinch. It never ever popped up except for when I did it on the live, and I had so many people just private message me, is that for sale? Can I buy it? Where can I buy it? How can I buy it? And it just becomes a private sale, which is exactly what you are allowed to do. You can do these for private one only. So.
Deborah said, love the bow, looks really good.
Thank you.
Good question. Karen asked, will Etsy leave your shop closed forever or just put a time like a punishment?
Forever. And then at that point, you either have to open up your own website or
start a new shop. And
yeah, but they're pretty wise to people. Okay, go ahead and take that name, we'll just open it under a different name. No, it's really, really hard. I've heard people tell me how difficult it is. They basically just start selling on Facebook because that's really all they have left. So, what do you guys think so far? Sign with our bow.
Yeah.
Okay, and we agreed it was Woodstock, Snoopy, and Charlie Brown, right? Yes?
It's either that or you could just do Charlie Brown and Snoopy. It was your call.
My decision, right?
Well, I mean, you have the overall
designer's opinion.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see how I want them situated in there. He stays in there so nice and perfect. And then
yeah, because that's definitely not worth it.
It's really and truly not. So you can, like, I could take this to a craft fair and that's it. You know, it's just a one-time thing. Sometimes someone will see somebody carting it off because they did that one purchase, and then they can ask you, could you do another one? Absolutely. It's a private sale, so it's entirely up to you. But you guys know me, I just do one. So this is my one, right? So, I found a little tag. I'm just trying to figure out how I want him to sit in there, because I don't want him covering up too much of the ornaments.
Kath and Audrey said, love the bow and the sign placement, especially the long tails.
Yes. If you guys are like me, I love long tails. Love long tails. Let's put this on top. And get his wings down.
Kitty said, personal page or business page? Well, obviously you want to sell them on a business page.
It has to be on your business page. You cannot sell on your Facebook personal page. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I think that's where they're going to go. What do you guys think? And then we'll add some ornaments, some retro. We'll add our little packages throughout. So it'll be kind of fun.
Everybody's going to say, well, Judy says, I think Lucy would look better than Woodstock. There's going to be so many people's opinions now.
There will be. Because if it was mine, it would be Linus. Because Linus in the movie Charlie Brown Christmas was the one that summed up what the meaning was that everybody else had got lost on. The whole commercialism of Christmas.
Make your judgment call and put Linus in there instead of Woodstock.
That means that it goes this way. It has to be Charlie Brown, right? Because it's Charlie Brown Christmas. Steve says it has to be Snoopy.
It's got to be both Charlie Brown and Snoopy at least.
Either way, they're all, I'm putting all 5 of them in the box. So even if people are like, I really didn't like that design, I really wish she would have put it in Woodstock. You know what? If you want to get it, you can swap them out. Just switch out the wiring.
Hey, for the people that love Linus, he's back in.
He's back in. This, because it looks, they all match, right? It stays red and green, and then that lime color really makes it pop. So let's wire them in. Sadly, I don't, unless there's no option. I really try hard to make it to where if a customer would rather have woodstock in, they can go ahead and swap it.
Yeah.
So it's just going to go around Snoopy's neck, which gets hidden by his little.
A lot of gals said it looks better. Judy had said it was just the yellow that kind of threw
That's
it off.
exactly. And Steve was like, "But Snoopy and Woodstock are like, you can't make a wreath with this Linus and Woodstock." And I'm like,
yeah, they're saying the color is better.
Color, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna plop him in. And like I said, I leave the little tags on him or press here for the music if you want to play the music, which would be perfect if you had this and you had a lot of kids at Christmas. They could all, don't I get to see a parent, don't push all the things at the same time and be this horrible song coming out of there. So yeah, so Snoopy's in. So again, they're wired in with 22-inch gauge wire just because it's so much easier to try to find that through the Evergreen.
All the gals they say the colors look so much better now. So.
See, I told you Woodstock was just.
Now you're gonna choke Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put it right underneath his
neck. Yeah.
Yeah. How funny! Look, it's even got the little thing on the back of his head.
Oh.
The little. I guess he just had a little curl.
Yeah, he did. Little hair.
His little hair. So.
Patricia said you're so thorough on your wreath. Love that.
I'm so picky. I'm really picky. Because at first I was like, I struggled with my design when I started it earlier. And I was like, I really wanted to put all 5 on. But if I put all 5 on, there's no point in decorating the rest of the wreath. It's just stupid. Because it just looks like I threw plush on a wreath. Can't add a bow, can't add a sign. Can put some lights on it. But yeah, this way he looks a little bit better. So Charlie Brown is in. Then we'll wire in Linus with his blanket. Because they're all dressed better for Christmas. Sorry, Woodstock.
Hi gals. Hi Don. Hi Ben.
White one.
Deborah said much better this way. Connie said Woodstock is really too big.
Yeah, what? And I have another one.
His nose looked too big, huh?
Yeah. Well, I have another one where the Snoopy's a little bit bigger and he's wearing reindeer antlers. And he plays the same song. So technically they could go in a different wreath. So.
No problem, Libby. She said just got home from work. Way too late for a Friday night. I'll have to catch the replay. No problem.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. So probably what I will do is I will color code the wires and say this is the wire for Linus. If you want to take them out, this is Snoopy, this is Charlie Brown. Or the customer just ignore it anyway and just, thank you. I'll just leave it that way. Okay, now it's ready to start embellishing. Sorry, Woodstock, you have to go someplace else because you're in my space. So, the things that we have to work with are, I have a whole bunch of little ornaments which will add just those perfect pops. We have a ton of like, I brought in some really cool, like vintage, they're all plastic. So like some really cool vintage ornaments because that was all reminiscent of that era, like that, maybe. And that, there's your symmetry, right? I have a third one too. That might not go. I have little, what do you call them? Peppermint balls. Then I have solid green bulbs that we'll probably put a couple of these in just to add some pops of color. Here's a red one.
You gonna use some of the smaller ones?
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Did you not figure with?
No, I know.
Okay.
Kathy, the characters she's had for a long time, probably a couple years. The manufacturer on the tag was Dandy, D-A-N-D-E-E.
Limited.
Limited, but we're not sure where they came from.
Right. I have no idea. They were just there.
But you could try to find them on Etsy or on eBay, Amazon.
Okay. So let's look at the packages. Had 1, 2, 3. So I'm liking that.
Pat Reed said, I would really like to join your group, but half the time I can't find your lives even after the notification.
Oh. Well, what we've started doing is we create events, and that's put in the whole private group. So as long as you click on the event, you'll get notified the morning of the live as a reminder saying, hey, don't forget, you have a live coming up with Kats Creations. So it's entirely up to you.
Yep.
And that's usually the easiest way, because I have talked to a few people who are using the bots, and the bots may or may not be in compliance with Facebook, which is why no one can use them.
Or should use them.
No, just some people that are using them now. They kind of like fell into some sort of, what do you call it? Like where they're exempt because they've had it for so long, but they're not allowing any new people to do that.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yep. So Pat, if you wanted to join your private group though, you could go to KatsCreationsNMore, the letter N and more. Scroll down to the bottom and click on where it says join my private group. She'll talk about it more later on too.
Okay, so we can make Snoopy hold the package. So I'm looking at my bulb placement. I think this is where I'm just like placing things.
Brainstorming.
Huh?
Brainstorming.
Placing things, deciding, do I want that there? Do I not want that there? And then at the end, you just come back in and you start gluing them all where you want them to go. So I like these. They are just the right colors. I like the packages. I've kind of incorporated those at the bottom and put one of those in there. And then I'll show you kind of what I've been doing. Just likes to pop out. He needs something. Something. We're gonna definitely
said, love the Peanuts gang, so adorable as usual, Cat.
I'm trying not to knock everything off. So what do you guys think?
What do you guys think about Snoopy holding the one package?
I haven't glued anything in yet. What do you guys think so far?
You guys love it?
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do really quick. This is where it becomes super simple. I always pull the tabs off of my ornament bulbs. And then
Trying to make sure the crease is the right way.
you don't really have a choice. The crease goes
Yeah.
all the way down the bottom. So,
Audrey said, love it. Karen said, yeah, I got it before it's over. Hi, everyone.
hi Karen.
Hi, Karen. She's the one up in Red Deer, Alberta.
Oh, okay.
Janet said, love it.
So some of them have a pretty noticeable seam and some don't. So you'll just see me start to mix and match different bulbs, colors and types around.
Now that she's using a glue skillet, and she just cut up some Gorilla Glue sticks into it earlier before the video.
Yep. So we're doing the same thing. Eeks. Well, that'll go in
The bottom.
this way. Yep. Pull the tops off. We'll go ahead and glue that.
Kay said there are 2 green balls really close together.
Where?
I don't
It's
know.
probably right where I'm at. I don't know, do you see any?
I can't really see. Probably those 2, yeah.
But I have that separated. I don't know.
That's okay.
I don't know.
Something like this where you have the 3 characters, all the bulbs and everything else, doesn't really have to have a rhyme or a reason.
Mm-mm. Well, unless you're like
As long as
Steve.
they're all color matching.
Steve likes them pretty symmetrical. He likes them.
Not really, not on something like that.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I know sometimes you just get really super lucky, you know? And how things all just play out. I think, okay, I just have to attach the packages and then we can add a couple little ornaments. This is where I need my glue gun because I don't want to dip and stick that far in.
Hi, Michelle.
So same thing.
Lori said, would love to look at your store on Etsy, but I can't find it. So I just said search for Cat's Creation 777 in the shops.
Yes. And is that how you found it?
That's how, when you go into search, you can either search for product or shop. Like the name of the shop. So if you click on shop.
It actually has changed now.
Oh.
Now there's just one search bar, which just makes everything so darn difficult. So look under Cat's Creations 777. I have it listed so it's Cats separate, Creations separate 777, and you should find my shop. Or if you just run them all together, I think you'll find like 4 items because I started to spread them apart because that's how people were looking for me. Not smushed together, but all separate. So I wanted to make sure they found me.
Sorry, Diana. She's saying there's so much trouble with Facebook. Keeps kicking her off.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's because they're making some major change right now because...
When don't they?
Right? No, Trish told me today, she goes, I can't schedule my post from Facebook anymore. And I said, I know. They took it out. You have to go into the Creator Studio and do it there. And she goes, well, I can't do that from my mobile, right? And I'm like, nope, took that away.
Jeez.
So...
They just need to stop.
They won't. They really, honestly, will not stop. So let me put this one. Let's go in here.
Hey, Gail. Gail's watching. She's on.
And I really don't want to glue on.
Kay said, yeah, the name of the shop has to be exact on Etsy search.
So I'm thinking about how am I going to attach. I think I know.
Do you think you still want to put them in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he kind of looks like he needs to hold it. So I can actually wire it from one of the loops on the package. I hate making anything permanent. So you go like this, around the package, just like this, kind of making my own attachment. And then, sorry Snoopy, again, we are just going to wire you in. That way it's not going to fall, but let's add some, I need some more red. That's all gone. That's all gone. These all came from Hobby Lobby. So I love finding ornaments in different sizes, different shapes, different textures. So we can pull some, I really want the red out. Wouldn't you know? They put the red at the bottom. So I just want to add some little color to break up some of that green. Like right in here. And we'll do the same down here.
Oh, yeah, so they did a party. Just got home from some karate class.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Kathleen asked, Kat, is the door behind you on a stand? It shows your wreaths beautifully.
No. You really want to see?
Nope.
Ready? Here's, what is this, quick tip number 5?
Yep.
Being held up by a chair.
Yep.
2 chairs.
It's just a prop,
It's just a prop.
but it's a great prop.
Yep. And there you go. And then I just pick it up and I go put it over on the wall. So, yeah, that's exactly how we do. Welcome to Oz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pay no attention. So I'm just adding some different colors. So it kind of took the, you know, that's the way I was kind of feeling when I first was trying to put together the design plan, and I'm like, I'm not liking any of these ideas at all.
We spare no expense on props.
$40 for the door at Lowe's. Isn't that what you said it cost? Because we were trying to find one on like OfferUp or
49 or something like that, yeah.
one of those sites, and
Yep.
it was just too expensive, or we were gonna have to rent a truck to go retrieve it.
Yep, when we're done, we just pick it up and move it away and put the chairs back by our table and we're done.
Yeah, we can. How quick do we get this picked up? 10 minutes?
10, 15 minutes after the live, yep, we're done.
We have such a system. So I took the green where the green was, and I'm breaking that green up with the red, and now I have the red over on this side. So now what I'm doing is taking that solid red bulb and just breaking that up with some green. Let's see. Let's add a couple right behind. I always like to feel like we finish it, and sometimes not having things at the top, it looks like, wow, you just worked the whole front of your wreath and that's it. You didn't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know who's going to be looking. Little kids can't look sometimes at the full. So as you can see, I'm just kind of coming around. This is the fun part. This is the part that I love the most.
Yeah, she loves putting on the embellishments.
Yes. So really bringing those colors in.
We haven't seen Violet lately at all.
She's had to get Reese to college.
Oh.
So yeah, not on vacation.
Well, she was earlier. She remember they were in Alaska.
Yeah, they've been back. And then they went on another trip, I think. Something like that.
I want that life.
You want that life? Don't we all want that life?
Yeah.
Okay. We're almost done, guys. And then I'll hang it up and show you what we've done.
Oh, Judy, that's awesome. She says, I got my door today from Lowe's.
Yay!
Now I have to redo all my pictures on the new door.
You don't have to, but trust me, you're going to want to. Once you get the door, you're going to be like, oh, my shop has to look consistent, all the same door. So if you guys see my pictures on a white door, that's where that came from. And if you see it done on
A gray door.
a blue-gray door, it's our front door.
Yeah.
So, actually I want to get another one for, we were supposed to do this one, leave it white, and then on the back, stain it. Really nice, like a wood stain. Okay.
Lourdes is on. She said, love the peanuts. Lucy is my favorite.
Ah.
Well, if you buy it, Lucy comes in the box with the wreath.
Yeah, Lucy and Woodstock come in the box. We were like, we cannot fit all 5 on here because then it just looks like that's what somebody did to make the wreath, which is just a pet peeve of mine. It has to have a design. Oh, hold on a second. Red and a green. So I'll take a shiny green for 500. Shiny red. So the whole box of those bulbs was like $5.99 at Hobby Lobby.
Miniature bulbs, yeah.
Yeah, mini bulbs. Sometimes I just see it, like when I'm going to look, I'm like, there's nothing there. It's all like nothing. And the last one, very long thread. Okay, now we are done officially. So let me show you how we do that. Let me get all this. This is like what my cats will love to chew on. All the little evergreen pieces. So take this one off. We'll put this Snoopy one on. Remember that we're going to include Woodstock and Lucy in the box so that if the customer wants to take that off, they can and put their own characters on. We just thought they kind of didn't really match where we're going with that. Let me fix it.
Karen said a Halloween one of these would be cute too. Yeah, it would, like the
Great Pumpkin.
The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Yeah, somebody said that earlier too.
It would be. So having your ribbons hang long, you can leave it like that. Here's a couple options. You can take them, kind of curl them, and then just lightly pull them down so that they kind of have a point and a purpose. So they kind of curl. Steve likes it when we spiral them.
Those I think are a good length too. You can just leave them the way they are and just have them curled in like
There's
that.
just a couple options, so I'm just saying you can do it like this, and then just kind of pull them. This way they kind of have a little flare to them. Or you can take them, roll them up, and then grab the ends and pull them out sideways so you have spirals. So it just depends on what look you're going for, but that's the easiest. So you just roll them like rollers back in the day.
Oh yeah, Judy said turn the lights on.
Oh yeah, I will. So, let me do that. Oh, we're here at the bottom. Okay. So let me get them on the right sequence to where they're just on. That's the glow. There we go. So, there we go. And then I'll take the overhead lights and turn the overhead lights off. Oops, where'd it go? There we go. We'll do the same with this one. So it's entirely up to you.
I'll hit the lights.
I'm just curling. It's kind of hard to see.
No, they can see it pretty good on the thing still.
But there you go. And then remember, they all play their own thing. So that's his. And then Charlie Brown. Or Linus, sorry. There you go. So, if you're interested in the wreaths, because I can do this, if you're interested in purchasing it, message me and we'll do it privately. Don't forget, you also get the wreath and you get the extra too that we didn't add in because they kind of just didn't match our Christmas theme.
Brenda and Kathy asked, what would you price that at?
For me, I'm keeping my themed ones pretty consistent, so $149.99 is pretty much it.
Including shipping.
Yeah, including shipping. So, yeah, this one kind of had a little bit more, I think. It's kind of the same with the Grinch. Not so much ribbons, but we did the lights. And then all the embellishments on it. So, if you're interested, just message me. And that's pretty much it. Tomorrow, when we go live at 6, we are doing a candy wreath. So it's going to have cupcakes and candy and suckers, and I think it's muffins, all different kinds of candy. So like pastel, like whites and pinks. So just a little different variation on the candy theme, but this one mostly pastels. So that's what we're working on tomorrow at 6. And then Sunday we have a double live. We're doing the rail for the private group, and then we're doing, I want to say it's fall lantern swag for Sunday at 7. So we go a little later on Sunday, and I apologize for that, but I have my private group at 5, and I just figure most people won't want to go early. They would probably want to go later. So that was my decision to go later.
Kathy said, well worth it. CT said, this is wonderful, love the nostalgia.
Yeah, I agree.
Laura said, fun wreath.
Yes, most definitely.
One of the gals asked about the other wreath that you have hanging up over there, which is your candle.
Oh, my primitive candle one?
Yeah.
So, this is my country Christmas one. So let me pull it off of its wreath hanger. So this one, believe it or not, comes with the candle. Did we take the battery out?
No.
Okay, I'm trying to.
You can just twist it.
Yeah, there we go. So this one kind of comes with its own candle, which flickers. Same thing, it's on an 8-hour timer, so 8 hours on, 16 hours off.
This is a vintage candle, rustic, yeah.
Yeah, this is all a vintage primitive type of a wreath. So, and it jingles. So, yeah, this is more like for people who are into the whole rustic country type of look. So, yeah. The blue wreath, that one will not be on my Etsy shop for what we've already talked about, the copyright purposes. If you're interested in my private group, $17 a month. Steve already explained, you just go to KatsCreationsNMore.com. You have access to my entire private group library. Some groups only give their members currently what is available, but I allow my members to go all the way back to the beginning, which is February of 2018, and start, you can start looking at all of the designs. There's, I want to say there's 64 designs in the private group now.
Well, that's a good question. Janet asked, do you ship the batteries with the lights?
Yes, I do. I hate that. I always hated that.
Well, remember the post office asked if it's lithium.
Lithium, because lithium is hypersensitive to heat and what is it, altitude.
Altitude, yeah.
So putting a AA battery in the box is not going to make it, what do they call it, hazardous.
Right.
It's only if you're shipping lithium batteries.
Ren said, love that. Can't believe that hasn't sold yet, the candle one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Tricia said, love that rustic wreath. Well,
it's
available.
I think people are buying fall right now. So I'm patient. I just wait it out. You know, it will go when it's meant to go. And until then, you just keep making fun designs like we are.
Yep.
So, all right, everyone. Well, any last questions that you guys can think of?
Nope, that sounds really beautiful. They're all beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, everyone. Well, I will see you tomorrow at 6 for the candy wreath. So look around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and you'll see the cute little sneak peek of where I'm going with the whole design process. And I'll see you then. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining me.